If you're thinking about buying a home today, there's welcome news. Even though it's still a seller's market, it's a more moderate seller's market than last year. The days of feeling like you may need to waive the contingencies or pay drastically over asking price to get your offer considered may be coming to a close. Today, you should have less competition and more negotiating power as a buyer. That's because the intensity of buyer demand and bidding wars seem to be easing this year. So if bidding wars were the biggest factor that had you sitting on the sidelines, here are two trends that may be just what you need to re-enter the market. Number one, the return of contingencies. Over the past 2 years, more buyers were willing to skip important steps in the home buying process, like the appraisal or inspections, to try and win a bidding war. But now, fewer people are waiving the inspections and appraisals. The latest data from the National Association of Realtors, or NAR, shows that the percentage of buyers waiving their home inspection and appraisals is declining. And a recent survey from Realtor.com confirms more sellers are accepting offers that include these conditions today. According to their August study, 95% of reported buyers requested a home inspection, and 67-ish of sellers negotiated with buyers on repairs as a result of the inspection findings. This goes to show buyers are more able to include these conditions in their offers today and negotiate as needed based on the outcome of the inspection. Number two, sellers are more willing to help with closing costs. Generally, closing costs can range between 2 and 5% of the purchase price for the home. Before the pandemic, it was common negotiation tactic for sellers to cover some of the buyer's closing costs to sweeten the pot. This didn't happen as much during the peak buyer frenzy over the past 2 years. But today, as the market shifts and demand slows, data from Realtor.com suggests this is making a comeback. A recent article shows 32% of sellers paid some or all of their buyers' closing costs. This may be a negotiating tool you'll see as you go to purchase a home. Just keep in mind, limits on closing costs and credits are set by your lender and can vary by loan type. Working closely with one of my preferred lenders to understand how much a seller can contribute to closing costs in and out of area. The bottom line is, regardless of the extremely competitive housing market of the past several years, today's data suggests negotiations are starting to come back on the table. This is great news if you're planning to enter the housing market. To find out how the market is shifting in our local area, let's connect.